All right, there we go. Welcome to tonight's presentation, folks. It's Monday night again, and it's your half of the month is already gone. But we just a few days ago switched over to phase 10. All right, before I go into the presentation, I just want to explain. I did get a clarification today from Donovan, the CEO of Aureus Alliance Holdings, that going forward, our phase change is changing from the 6th of the month to the 14th. So on the 14th is now the day that the phase will switch from the previous phase to the new phase on the 14th. So it's not the 6th anymore, it's the 14th because of the birthday special that ran until the 13th of August, and then phase 10 switched on the 14th. Going forward, every other month, it's going to carry on switching over on the 14th. Just thought I would mention that from the start. All right. So going forward, folks, today we are talking about Aureus Alliance Holdings. Sorry, I thought I saw Donovan's name then. It's Doxy that's just giving me thumbs up. Thank you, Doxy. Doxy, you almost look like Donovan there for a moment in my eyes. Or on to my eyes are playing up on me. Maybe it's because I've got a light shining in my face. There we go. She's laughing at me. You can laugh, it's fine. I can take one for the team. I really thought your name said Donovan there on the screen. Hey, guys, just know you're going to put there Viljoen and I'm going to think it says million. But anyway, folks, we're talking about Aureus Alliance Holdings. In the name, it already says a few things. Aureus is the company's main name. Alliance says we are building relationships in not just one venture, so to say. Many more ventures are coming, but through everything that we're building, we need to build relationships. So that's where the alliance comes. And then holdings. It tells you it's not just going to be one little thing. It's not going to be a small company. It's going to be a company that wants to hold many different ventures. I can tell you we are starting with gold mining. However, at a later stage, I know it's already in development. Property development is coming. AI services are coming. Internet services are coming. Um, uh, education is coming. Hospital or healthcare is coming because that's also on the pipelines. Sachi's been talking with people from India and people from Mauritius. So, folks, there is a lot that is on the cards for Aureus Alliance Holdings. So that name, remember, you at the early phase of a company that's going to make names coming in a few years' time. Don't be one of those that we said we presented to you today, and then 10 years down the line, because you never wanted to join today or didn't want to know about it, you're going to say, 10 years ago, that company's big. I should have been there. I should have been part of it. But now you can't because maybe by that time you won't be able to get shares. So I'm just putting it out there. I'm not trying to force you. I'm not trying to convince you. I'm just giving you information. All right. So, folks, everything we are doing is building gold-backed ventures because remember, gold mining is our core product. We will be starting soon with mining. That's why we have a visit happening at the end of this month or beginning of next month, should I say. After the office opening, we will be going to Zimbabwe again. And hopefully this time it will be to switch on the machine and get it going. I did ask Donovan a few days ago if there was updates on from Watson regarding the EMA. He still said to me it's still in the process at the Harare office. So that's as much as I could get out of him. So it's still in the office at Harare. We're still waiting for them to do their whatever it is that they have to do, the process that they're doing. So that's as much as I can tell you for now. All right. Hopefully, like I said, by the time we do go to Zimbabwe, we will have an answer so that we know when we're there if we can or cannot switch on our machine and let it start running. So that is, I think, hopefully what we are going to try and get to do there. All right. So, folks, that is going to be happening. So we have two very important things coming up for the company, which is our office opening on the 29th in La Lucia and then the visit to Zimbabwe. I'm not exactly sure what days we're going to be going to Zimbabwe, but the team will be going there as well. So there's two very important things. All right. So folks, like I said, everything is backed by gold, and we're talking about real gold. We're mining real gold, not anything else than real gold, which means we'll make real profits. And then everything, like I said, all of those ventures that I spoke about earlier on, everything is created to create long-term shareholder value while uplifting communities. Remember, we're not just trying to make you money, myself money, or the company money. We're also trying to benefit the communities where these ventures will be in effect with them. So whether it means we're doing it in India or Mauritius or Zimbabwe or South Africa or wherever else it gets chosen to be done, it's going to benefit the community in general, all right? Not just us as a larger, greater community globally. It's going to affect the local communities as well. All right, so folks, moving on. Let me just get my slides moving along here. Whoopsie. There we go. All right, so what happens when you buy shares in Aureus? You are offered structured share ownership in a gold mining venture. When I say structured, what I mean by that is the company only has a certain amount of shares for sale, and they are par value shares. All right, which means the company is selling you something that has a certain value and you are buying a certain amount, which means it's structured. There's no like, okay, you're buying a share today and tomorrow that share price is halved and then it's quartered the next day, then it jumps up to 2.5 times, where it's going to jump and it's going, it's going to make you, it's going to tell you that, it's not really worth it. This is structured, which means it's a CIPC registered par value share of $1,000 minimum by the time it can be sold. Right now, the only person that is selling, or the only institution that is selling these shares, is Aureus for now. From the company side, it's able to sell to public. But none of us as shareholders can sell our shares yet until all shares are sold. I'm jumping the gun slightly here, but I just need to explain it. Because only once all 1.4 million shares are sold and all 19 phases are done, then only will this come into effect where you can sell it for $1,000 minimum, because that is its minimum value. All right. So each share represents participation in the company's long-term mining operations and profit distribution. Remember, folks, there are mining companies that have been around for years. I know there's a company in Zimbabwe itself called Shumba Mines. They're also a gold mine. They have been there for over 100 years, and their mine is taking out still, I believe, on average, 400 kilograms of gold per month. So that is not bad. That is not bad. So you think about it. If we can get our mine or our operation to get to a similar lifespan and also take out round about that amount of gold, what would that mean for us as shareholders going long term, as I said? So long term mining operations and profit distribution. Remember, when there's profits, we will share in it. I'll explain a little bit later when I get to the dividend screen. All right, so how are we going to do this, folks? We do have a eco-friendly gold wash plant, which is trying to go live in 2026. Like I said, we're just hitting a little hiccups. We're waiting for the EMA document, which, like I said, hopefully we can go and switch it on in the next few days. All right. It's going to be powered by renewables. It's going to ensure clean, sustainable mining. We're not doing anything harmful to the environment, like using chemicals or blast mining or anything like that when we're doing this. It's all eco-friendly gold wash plant mining. All right. We have dug 5 boreholes, which will be supplying water. So we have already done that. We have a lot of our infrastructure in place. Donovan did share that. I don't know if I can find that message of his, but he did say that the behind the scenes work is done. It's just a case of us getting the EMA document. When that is there, then we will be able to carry on with mining. So he did say at least everything behind the scenes As far as he's concerned, the team is getting that ready. So as soon as we do get the go-ahead, we will be able to get going on the land. All right. So all land, once we are done mining on it, will be rehabilitated and restored to a viable and natural state. Now, I'm not sure if most people here have or have not seen the video of Zimbabwe. I do know at some stage JP even pointed out a tall tree in the middle of the area that we opened up. And he even explained we cannot remove that tree unless we can move it intact without destroying it. So that means we have to go and find another place for it, but we have to totally move it without destroying the tree. And that is exactly what, EMA is that's one of its things. We cannot go and destroy big trees like that. So that is what we need to stick to. We need to remember, if we break any of their rules or regulations, we will lose our documentation or our license on the site. So we don't want that. So remember, once mining starts, all production will be transparently reported to all shareholders on their dashboard. Sorry, I haven't even got through 2 slides and I'm already battling to breathe here. Sorry, folks. All right. So, folks, where will we be doing this? As I've already said, we're in Zimbabwe, but it's in the Kidoma region of Zimbabwe. We have a 250-hectare greenfield site in Kidoma containing a minimum of 2.16 tons of placer gold in the top 80 centimeters. Wow. Just that little phrase says so much. First of all, 250 hectares, not small. Greenfield means it's untouched. Folks, I can say this because I've been there. That land has not been touched by anyone. There's not even roads there. There's not even electricity there. There's not even, like I said, we had to dig for our own water supply through boreholes. There's no cell phone reception. Man, if it wasn't for StarSat, we wouldn't have been able to do that Zoom meeting with you guys last time. So there is nothing on that land that has been supplied by the government. I don't want to call Zimbabwe government bad. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying it is so greenfield that no one has even developed the country, that countryside there where we are going to be mining. So it's for us as Aureus to go and look after our own piece of land, develop it, because this 80 centimeters, the top 80 centimeters, has given us an idea, because we are allowed to go 18 meters deep. So I'm not going to try and do the maths for you. Well, not that I don't want to try. I can do it, but I don't want to surprise you. Go and work it out for yourself. If 80 centimeters has that much, and you say to yourself, okay, how much is then 18 meters deep? You can see that potentially there's a lot more there than what it's showing in value here. So, folks, we are sitting on a gold mine. Sorry to give you the pun, but there we are. We literally are sitting on a gold mine. All right, so like I said, we tried to get our first wash plant going by December. We're hoping to have our other 10 wash plants up and running. I do know that Donovan and JP are still in talks with a few different companies that are going to be coming on board. And if all goes well, the funding will be there to be able to put more wash plants out. And then by next year, December, we want to have our 30 wash plants up and running, which then will give us a 3.5 tons per annum output. And with that being said, if we can get to 3.5 tons and the gold price is roughly at an average of 130,000 per kilogram, we would make approximately $178 per share. All right, that is based on a production model, which I'm not going to go into deep explanations of tonight. JP does give a very good explanation of that. So you can always just go on the YouTube channel and look for update videos. I normally put a nice YouTube banner there that says, or a thumbnail that says update. So any of those update videos, JP normally explains the model in there, and you can go and hear what he says, how he works out, how he gets to this. I'm not saying you need to listen to that, but he does have a way of explaining it that makes it a little bit easier for people to understand than my broken telephone version of it. Not that I don't understand it, I just know he's the one that worked it out, so he explains it better. That's what I'm trying to say. All right, so all productions are based off that model. So just go and listen to him, and he'll tell you how it works. All right, so moving on. So, folks, dividends, how are they and how do you get paid? So, let's look at the top right first, this block over here, right? So, when gold or any other minerals, remember in the area that we are going to be mining, just around the corner, there are other mines that are doing chrome and platinum. So, that means there is gold, chrome and platinum in deposits around the area. So we might be mining for gold, but for all you know, when we process our dirt, we might just find there might be platinum, there might be chrome, there might be copper, there might be other minerals that are in it. So when we process that, we sell it for revenue. Then all expenses will be paid from that. All the mining expenses, right? Whatever profit remains will then be divided amongst all 1.4 million shares. So nothing comes from selling new shares. Remember, folks, dividends are from profits from production. Production meaning mining, not from you selling shares to someone else. That is a totally different kettle of fish. All right, which I will explain on Wednesday. I'm not going to go into it in detail tonight. All right. If you want to know what I'm talking about, please come on Wednesday night and I'll explain it on Wednesday night. All right. So, going back to the left-hand side now, dividends are payments from company profits. They are only paid when profit is available. Like I said, after mining and after expenses are paid, the profit is left. It gets divided amongst all of us. And then if Aureus Alliance Holdings earns profit, which means it's already mined, but it earns profit now because it sold the gold and it's made profit for us, we as shareholders will share in it. There is no ways that the company is going to have profits and then say, oh, we can't pay you now. There's no ways. If there is profits left, we will all share in it. It's in our agreements that will happen. All right. So, explain how dividends are paid and the milestones. So, dividends are linked to production milestones. We have 3 of them. Excuse me. So the first milestone, which we are currently in, is between 0 tons and 49 tons. All right, that is going to then pay us quarterly, which is January, April, July, and October. For those of you that know me well enough, you'll know I've got the saying J Joe for short. So J Joe for short stands for January, April, July, and October. Just very simply the first letter of each of those months. All right. Then when we get to the second milestone, now the first milestone, let me just give it to you, may take 0 to 5 years. So after 5 years, we may just hit our second milestone. That will be between 50 to 99 tons per annum. When we reach that, we will get paid twice a year, and that will be in April and October. Or, as I like to sing my song, AO, AO, it's off to the island I go because I want to have a holiday. Yes, I've changed it a little bit. I told you I'm going to do it new. You see, Wayne thought I was going to sing the other version, and I told him I'm going to do it different for the new people. I want us all to go to islands for holidays. I don't want us to stay where we are. Stella, I will take questions later, so please just make note of your question. Get back to me after the presentation and I'll answer it for you. All right, thank you, Stella. If that was you acknowledging that and putting your hand down, thank you. But I will ask questions later. So, Stella, please just stay to the end and then I'll allow you to ask. All right. Okay, so folks, once we get to about 9 years plus, 10 years, then we will get to 100 tons or more. All right. When we get to 100 tons or more, we'll get paid once a year, and that's in April. All right. So just to also clarify, shares purchased need to work for 3 months before you can earn your first dividend. Now that is for each time you buy shares. Remember, you can buy multiple shares multiple times. All right, you can buy today, you can buy tomorrow, you can buy the next day. But remember, each day will have its own 3 month waiting period if you buy it in consecutive days, so to say. All right. But let's say you bought it like January, then March, then July. Each one will then also need to wait its own 3 months before it gets its own first dividend payout. But once all of them are passed and they start paying you dividends, they will carry on paying you every time the dividends are due. All right, I hope you understand that. So, how do dividends grow? Remember, folks, one of the things that determines our dividends growing is production. So as the company grows, clearly, we will have more machinery on the land. More machinery means greater production potential, which means the profits can increase because in the same amount of hours I have per day, if I have more machines working in the same amount of time, it means there's more gold being taken out. So that means more profits. So that means the bigger the profits, the dividend pool also grows. Over time, your dividends per share can become higher. Now, I do know that there's a lot of people that look at our projections on the website and they're like, from this year to that year to this, why is it growing like that? Well, folks, that is exactly what it's about. If the company is expanding, which we are planning, and we have more wash plants on the land and we have more land available, which we are also planning to acquire, then this is what's going to happen. So I know there's a lot of us that know normal business. Now, maybe you have your own business or you know of someone that has their own business, but they just in one location. Maybe they're local in a suburb, even, not even a whole city, or a province, or nationally, because they're not online. But when you are small and you're only located in one place, you can't really expand. But the company is planning on expanding to more places, which means then we will grow. And when we grow, we will have the potential to gain bigger dividends. I've already explained the example at the bottom here by waiting 3 months. So let's say you bought your shares in April. You would not qualify for July payout. First, your first dividend would actually only be in October. Then your cycle continues. October was your first, then January, April, July, and then it carries on again October, and it carries on like that. All right, so folks, let me move on here. The benefits of being a shareholder. Now, this is the part that really grabbed me. I know it's not always nice to make this personal, but if I don't make it personal, then how can I actually give validity to what it does for other people, which I believe if they see what I saw or what I see, then they would also be feeling the same. Because I know, me personally, I have given away my age many times, but I'm almost half a century. I'm half a century, I'm not going to lie. And I know I've wasted a lot of my life doing the wrong things in life. I'm going to be honest. I have made mistakes in my life. I'm not perfect. But what I'm grateful for is Aureus giving me the chance to rectify all of that. Let me explain why. All my life, I walked into doors of businesses. And yes, I prayed to God and I said, please open doors of opportunities for me. Yeah, maybe I wasn't very specific. I didn't say open doors of opportunity for me to become an owner of a company. I just said open doors of opportunity for me to gain employment. Yeah, that was my first mistake. I didn't trust the man upstairs well enough to ask him the specifics. However, I was involved in an accident 2 years ago. And actually my eye was closed first. Like the real Saul became Paul with his eyes being closed. I don't know, maybe I'm a modern version of that. I don't know because my eyes were closed for one night. I know I couldn't see. But folks, I had my eyes open, literally and figuratively, after the accident. And I realized, whoa, 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 whoa. Besides almost losing my life, which was the main thing that I was, worrying about. The other part that really stuck out to me was my family could have lost me. The other part that also hit me hard was the fact that I was at work for 17 hours of that day. They never got to even see me. I realized, whoa, whoa, something has to change here. So, what I'm trying to say is, a lot of us are living in a world where we actually are living past the things that we really want to enjoy in life. We know we're trying it and we're trying for our families and we're trying to put food on the table. But you are probably putting in 110% effort, and all you're getting paid in return by your salary is only 10% of your effort back as a salary. I'm just putting an example out there. I'm not saying that's exactly what everyone gets paid, but I do know that the money that I probably was making my boss and the salary he was paying me are not exactly the same. It cannot be. It was not. So I just knew there had to be something else. So when JP and Donovan and the team approached me with this, I just had to open my eyes and I had to say, whoa, no one's going to give me this opportunity again. I took it with both hands. And ever since when JP asked me, please, I'm traveling a lot and I need someone to be the presenter and do the Zoom meetings, I knew I had big shoes to fill. I was nervous. I was worried. On that first Zoom meeting, I didn't know what was going to happen. But folks, thank you to all of you that were there on that night. It went well. All I can say, ever since then, you gave me the confidence. You gave me the zoomer, the voomer, however you want to say the word. You know me, I say different words at different times, but you gave me the oomph to go. And the thing I like about this is the lifetime dividends. That was what grabbed me. Because I know if I had lost my life in that accident, my previous boss would not have paid my wife. However, in Aureus now, you can have beneficiaries in your back office. If something had to happen to you, and I don't wish it upon you, you can leave your shares to someone in your back office. The same as a will, you can say in your will, X amount goes to this person, X amount to that person. That is what you can do in your back office in Aureus. You can put beneficiaries there and you can say who earns what amount or how many percentage of your shares that you have available. All right. That is the first thing. Lifetime dividends. It's generational wealth. So it doesn't just benefit you. It can benefit your family going on through life. All right. Another thing. Real equity ownership. This is the part that hit me hard. All my life, I've been working to make other people rich in their business, strengthening their business, making them, their dreams, a reality. However, when I ask them for a raise in my salary, I seldom get that. Folks, real equity ownership. Real equity ownership. You get a CIPC registered document. How many of you actually even know what CIPC stands for? I know many of us probably don't even know the word because we've never even gone as far as trying to register a company. I've never been in that situation before to register a company. I don't even want to know what documentation is probably needed. But this is a very simple part of you owning a business. Go and look into the requirements for you to start a business in South Africa and register under CIPC. And you'll see the difficult task of putting that together and getting all your documentation. But yeah, all you have to do is pay your shares, do your KYC, you get a share certificate, and there you're done. The rest is done by Aureus. We've got a legal team, we've got the admin team, we've got the marketing team, everything is done for you. Folks, this is a very simple way to become an equity owner of a company with very little that you have to do. Thirdly, As I've already said, when the company grows, long-term asset growth, the more mining machinery we put on the land and the more mines we grow and land that we acquire, the greater that is going to be for you, because it means you are just going to make more and more dividends over time. Number 4, control of your shares. I just have to clarify, this one only comes into play when all the phases are done, when all 19 phases are done, and all shares, 1.4 million shares, are sold. Then only will you have 3 options: either to hold your shares, continue to earn dividends when the dividends are due, or you can transfer it through the transfer window, which will be open, or you can sell it on the marketplace, which will also be available at that time. It's not available right now, so don't ask me where it is, how does it work, because it is not available yet. JP will make it available when the phase is finished, phase 19. All right, so I cannot explain to you how it works until then. All right, so those 3 options will be available at that time, not right now. Then shareholder benefits. When you become a shareholder, you will generally be added to a shareholder official group, Aureus official group. This is where you will receive official updates or any news that needs to be shared or anything like that. And normally, this type of news will not be shared to non-shareholders. All right, so it's normally only in those groups. And then just to clarify, important clarity, you earn dividends because you own shares. That is the very simple part of the business. You do not need to refer anyone. You do not need to join the affiliate program. And you do not need to participate in sales. Your dividends come from your shares, not your referrals. All right. Like I said, I will explain the referral side of the business is another part of the business, which I will explain on Wednesday night. All right. So folks, just so that you do know, there are 2 companies that came together. I'm not sure if everyone knows. Aureus was mainly Donovan's idea, and Sun, Smart United Networks, is JP's business. Now, the 2 of them came together, but they both had the idea of building these eco world smart villages for providing jobs, food, clean water, clean energy, clinics, and schools for the people in the area where we will be mining. All right. There is, like I said, nothing there right now. And if you've seen the videos, you will see when JP did the lift off with the drone, you can see as much as that drone turns around and does a 360, you can see there is nothing on the land, which tells you if you had a child right there where you took that drone off and they had to walk or find school, where they're going to find school, because there is nothing. For as long as you can see that drone, there's nothing. So we need to build these eco-friendly, world smart villages in that area to empower our miners. It's just going to help them. It's going to empower them. When they are empowered, we will then benefit from it. So it's a win-win-win situation. So each share that you purchase is going to support the healthcare, the education, and the sustainable development of that community. But that community being sustainable means we will be sustainable because we are looking after them. They are looking after us because they will be able to mine and produce what we are expecting from the mine. And then that turns into our profits in our pockets and our dividends. All right. So our mission is to uplift communities across Africa. Remember, we're not just staying in Kadoma. I'm going to explain just now where we will be going or where we are earmarking to be going. But it's not just Kadoma. And we're not just talking about mining gold here. We're talking about uplifting communities across Africa. All right. So folks, moving on. Just to show you a few proof of work pictures. I'll just go through them quickly. I don't want to harp on these too much. But these are literal pictures from 2016 when this literally started. Donovan and JP were traveling to and from Zimbabwe on numerous occasions. There you can see in this first picture on the left top here, This is the community leader here with the pink and white shirt. There's Donovan standing there. Then here's Donovan in the second picture here with Mr. Wayne Williams. He is the owner of Yankton Engineering, the man that built our 100 ton per hour wash plant. Then these two pictures over here with the pink shirt, the gentleman with the pink shirt by Donovan, and the black shirt, yeah. These are our mining experts that came to test the land for us. They are Indian by nationality. I believe they stay in South Africa. JP did tell me. I just didn't ask him exactly where, but they are from South Africa, but they're Indian by nationality. Maybe they work for the mines in South Africa. I don't know. Then you can see they were testing. They did do some test pits and they tested. You can see there's a gold flake or two in this pan here after they tested. Yeah, you can see again the team was talking. This gentleman over here is Mr. Philip Chabata. All right, Philip Chabata, as you can see, is standing there in a suit. So something must have, or something should tell you that why is someone standing with a suit in the middle of the bush? The reason being he is the advisor to the president. Sorry, folks, just excuse me. I have to just blow my nose quickly. I'm just going to put my camera off. Sorry, that almost made me do something else that I wasn't wanting to do there. So I just caught it in time. Sorry, folks, about that. I know my body too well. I know when things are coming. Robert, just if I black out just now on the screen, yeah, then you know it's something like that happening again. Just keep people busy. I'll clean myself up and come back. All right, sorry about that. Yo, folks, I'm not happy with the sickness, but anyway. So folks, as you can see, they found a rock here with silica in it, and then that's what they crushed, and then they got the gold. So moving on. This part here, folks, if you've watched the recent video that we did in Zimbabwe, this was the part that JP was talking about that looked yellow, but yeah, you can see when they took these videos how it was still flooded with water and it was green when they went into these pictures. These are what we call zamas in Africa or South Africa and Zimbabwe. They are illegal miners or artisanal miners, as they call it. They are very dangerous, and that is why the EMA requirement for us, because we are as big as we are, they said we had to secure our land, and that's why we had to build the fencing, and that's why we have to have security in place, and why we have to have other things in place as well. Because of this. And if we do not secure our land from people like this, it just means we're going to endanger our own miners' lives, because then they have to fight against these people, which we don't want. So that is also partly why we had to now be under that regulation of things that we had to do. All right. So, folks, there you can see Donovan and them, just various pictures of them after visits and stuff like that. Yeah, most of these pictures were taken when the team went to the Harare Institute of Technology. All right. It's a university in Harare that deals with anything to do with technology. JP and Donovan and the team went and explained to them how and what happens with the company. But we also went into the working class community to build the relationships. That's where the alliance part comes in. We had to go and tell the locals what we were doing in their country. We can't just now go into their country and they don't know who we are and what we're doing. So we had to get their buy-in. You want to get a little bit of hometown advantage, if I can put it that way. So there you can see that picture in the middle here is obviously, I think, at the Harare Institute of Technology with all their people. Then you can see around dinner tables, lunch tables, breakfast tables. They were in boardrooms. They were in office blocks, and then they were also in people's private homes as well, having these meetings. And then in December, Donovan and JP went and acquired our first 10-ton per hour wash plant. All right. This is what I call, I'm a testy. That's my name for it. That's not what it's really called. That's just my personal name. You know, um, that's just my personal name. I'm a testy. When I met it the other day, it just said to me, Paul, my name is I'm a testy. No, I'm joking. That was just the name I got. Folks, this is a 10-ton per hour wash plant. So when we find a piece of land that we want to test, we'll just run it through this little mobile plant. It's a lot easier to drag this around wherever it needs to go. It's got a little motor on it and it runs quickly. So we will be able to test the validity of that piece of land, and that will be what we use it for. So this was when we got that plant. This was in December, and you can already see the rainy season had started that time. All right. Moving on. That was just more pictures of when they went and received the wash plant. There you can see is the sluice box. There you can see JP standing by the bucky. Now this piece of land here behind Donovan, JP, and Watson over here is what JP referred to as the yellow grass that had dried up. This was where we wanted to put the wash plant. That's why they were breaking the ground here. This groundbreaking ceremony was supposed to be ceremonial. But unfortunately, we could not put the wash plant here with the floods, because there is a regulation that says the wash plant has to be 50 meters away from a water source. So we had to now rearrange and rethink where we're going to do this. So yeah, you can see again, Donovan was with the leader here. And yes, Donovan, obviously in thought, but I think I know what he was thinking about. Because if we move on, he's getting very close to getting going. But I know he's like a chess player. You know, he knows phase 1 is on its way. He knows, because he's a property developer. He knows, okay, my team's working on phase 1. He was thinking of this 10-year plan. I can tell you, he was thinking, all right, Kodoma's done and dusted. It's happening. It's getting there. He's thinking now, okay, where's the next one? More in Kodoma, you know, other areas of Kodoma. Or we're going to go to Matari. We're going to go to, wait. We have Ghana. We have Uganda. We have Burkina Faso. We have Nigeria. And maybe others. So, folks, yes, Donovan was thinking ahead for us as a CEO. We don't just want to control the only 250 hectare site that we have right now. We already know that Donovan and JP and Sachi and Watson even have been there themselves as well, to a site in Johannesburg. So we have a second mine site potentially on the cards in South Africa itself, other than the other countries that I've mentioned, where we are earmarking more mineral-rich land. So if we can get more mineral-rich land by 2035, and we can grow with 20 new wash plants per year, we can scale up to 100 tons annually within the next 9 to 10 years. Each wash plant will be built for sustainable and scalable gold production. All right, so folks, that is everything to do with the mining. So let's explain what it is that you have available right now. We are currently, as I said, in that structured phase that I said in the beginning. We are in phase 10. We have 798,032 shares at $100 each. All right. That is of the 1.4 million shares that we have available. All right. When you buy shares, you can pay, if you're South African, through a bank transfer. The company uses FNB, and I do know nowadays your interbank transfers. I know someone paid me the other day, and they used PayShap, and it went through quite quickly, even though it was from a different bank. Even myself, when I paid someone the other day, I used PayShap, and it went through quite quickly. So if there is a way that you can use PayShap rather than just a normal bank-to-bank transfer interbank, then you will bypass the 48-hour normal window that as South Africans we wait for. But if you don't do that, you're going to need to make sure it's an immediate transfer so that you don't have to wait that extra 2 days. Then, if you are not going to use bank transfer and you want to pay using crypto, you can. However, it needs to be USDT on either the Polygon, Ethereum, Tron, or Binance networks. All right. And then that also, as soon as you do that, it should be a quick transfer. As long as on both options, whether you do the bank transfer or the EFT, the crypto payment, both of them will prompt you for things that you need to upload. When you're doing your bank transfer, you will need to upload a proof of payment, which generally works when you do the PDF version. When you're doing a crypto version, you need the hash code and you need the wallet address you're sending the payment from. Not your wallet address. Remember, sometimes people are using an exchange. So you have a wallet address on the exchange, but if the exchange sends money on your behalf, it sends from a different wallet address. So just make sure that you are aware that you are clicking the wallet it was sent from. All right. Just to let you know, there is a difference sometimes on exchange wallets as opposed to self-custody wallet like SafePal or Trust or MetaMask or Exodus or things like that. Those ones normally stay the same, but just make sure that you confirm that you have the right wallet address. All right, moving on. So, folks, when you buy shares, the money is earmarked for different sectors of the business, right? So, Aureus takes care of everything to do with the mining and should I say, like business development of the company, right? Then Sun takes care of anything to do with building the company up on the digital side with the software, the stuff that we need to run the company, the payment processing, and all of that needs to happen for us to be a live company. All right. And then Ubuntu Helping Hands Foundation. This is needed by the company because we can't use this. We can't create this company if we aren't also giving back to the corporate social responsibility side of it. All right, as per South Africa. And then 15% gets put aside for affiliate commission and 15% for gold diggers competition. I won't go into that in depth because on Wednesday I will explain that. All right, so folks, we are in the home straight of our phases of fortune. We are in the phase 10 to phase 19 area now, which means they are all the same. All right. If you're here for the first time, obviously you won't get confused like everyone in the beginning maybe was, but now it's just plain sailing. Every time we have a phase change, and I did mention it earlier, remember, look there, I've put it already. Every month on the 14th, every month on the 14th, the phase will change now. And we will add the extra 50,000 shares to the pool of shares to be sold. So it increases by $100 going forward now in future. All right. So this month we had phase 10. It's $100. Next month it's phase 11. $200. So just make note of that, folks. All right. Man, this is bad. All right, folks, shareholders earn quarterly. As I said in the beginning, we are between 0 and 49 tons in the beginning. And now, what's beeping me like that now? Anyway, sorry, I just heard funny noises coming from my computer that I don't know where it came from. I just hope something's not going to switch off now because okay. When we are between 0 and 49 tons, we will be paid annually 4 times a year. Sorry, not annually, 4 times a year, quarterly, sorry. And that will be January, April, July, and October. that's when the mining begins. Like I said, we are hopefully going to Zimbabwe at the beginning of this next month to switch on the machine. I actually don't even want to use the word hopefully. I somewhat just want to say I'm going to go switch on the bloody machine. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't have said that word either. Guys, I get so bloody excited. There, I said it again. Man, I just want to switch it on. Can't hold that back. Anyway, folks, Aureus shares will only be sellable. Folks, I have to just bring out the sense of humor because I can't feel sick like this and not have a sense of humor because my days feel so cool. Anyway, folks, the shares will only be sellable, as I said, to clarify, after all 1.4 million shares are sold, no later than July 2027. And then Aureus shares are digitally represented to allow secure ownership tracking and future trading on the Aureus marketplace. Now, I didn't mention this earlier when I said you can buy shares, but that you will receive what they call an NFT, non-fungible token. That is a digital crypto based token of or like it's going to show your ownership, but it's also tracked on the blockchain. What they mean by this is you as the original owner will always be linked to that share or shares, however many you bought. So whenever they get sold, whatever they are sold for, you will receive 5% sale commission. All right. It's almost like a royalty. JP mentioned the other night. It's almost same as a royalty when, when let's say you sell a franchise. Now, when a franchise does X amount of sales per month, you get a royalty fee from the franchise, the person that owns that part of the franchise, whether it's in Joburg, Durban, wherever. So you are the same here. So whenever someone sells your original shares, you, or should I say, whenever you sell it or someone else sells it after you, should I say, then you will get a royalty commission from the sale of it. Something to that effect, all right, is how JP was trying to explain it the other night. All right, so folks, that goes forward as long as you are alive and as long as those shares are sold, whenever they're sold, you will receive that 5%, all right? So that now brings me to the end of the presentation. And I just want to tell you folks, like I said just now, halfway through the presentation, I told you a little bit about my story and why I believe I am blessed in more than one way to be sitting here talking to you about Aureus. I know if I had stayed at the bottom where it was overcrowded, expecting those little seeds when everyone else was stealing them from me, I was never going to get anywhere. But I know because of the people I surround myself with now and the people that are lifting me up right now, I will see you at the top because the bottom is overcrowded. All right. Thank you, folks. Anyone that wants to ask a question, I think Stella had her hand up earlier on. Stella, you can ask or raise your hand if you still want to say something. Anyone that has a question, you may raise your hand or allow me to. I see there were a few. Hi, Paul, Ken. This is my first time. Okay, thank you. Thank you for that, Ken. And thank you, John. Thank you. Thank you. Kunal Gada. Yes, Kunal, you can unmute yourself, my friend.
Hello. Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
So, sir, when I'm clicking on view certificate, so popping with me. I mean, it's getting error, sir, for me.
Kunal, I can't quite hear exactly what you're saying there. Can you just say it
When I'm
again?
clicking, when I'm clicking on my share certificate, view share certificate, right?
Yes,
So it's
yes.
popping me. It's getting popping me error.
An error.
Yep.
Okay, have you done your KYC?
Yes, I have done KYC and also it got successfully processed.
And it's processed already. The KYC is processed.
Yes, successfully done KYC.
Okay. reach out to Robert. Reach out to Robert, and let's see if he can assist you with that. He is the lead support agent. Robert, just put your number in the Zoom chat again, please. Robert, can you just let me know if you heard that?
While Robert's putting his details in there, sorry if I may just say something. A lot of people actually, or shareholders, forget to log out of their accounts. And sometimes if they keep it open for too long or they're busy working on it too long and
Yeah,
then they log out and they come back,
yeah,
you actually literally got to log out and refresh and try that just for interest sake, just for interest.
yeah, yeah. So let me explain what Wayne just mentioned now. Folks, most of us, I'll use the banking system because I know the banking system is the biggest one that uses it like that. Normally, your banking systems will use sessions. That's where JP obviously gets it from. Remember, when you log into a banking system, because it's very security conscious, it's not going to allow you to be busy on your banking app and then it's going to notice you quiet and it's going to stay open because then it's going to think, oh, you gone away from your device or your computer or your mobile or whatever. Now anyone can go and work on your computer or your device. So they literally will stop the session. They will end it. Now, in our case, it doesn't automatically show you that it's ended the session. It still looks like you logged in, but the system does close the session. That's what JP calls it, a session. But if you go back to the device and you try and do certain things, you're going to see an error. You're going to see this doesn't work, that doesn't pop up properly because you got to log out, log back in, and then you refresh the session. And then you will see things happen. You also got to go and clear your history and your cache. Now, I know on the system you just log in and then you scroll right to the bottom, and normally there's a button there that says clear cookies and cache, and then you can do that, right? So that sometimes also helps. But if that is not helping, then it might be something that Robert might need to look into for you. Robert, you can unmute yourself, or if you are unmuted, you can speak.
Yes, I would like to just add something to that. Okay, there are a couple of things. Okay, first of all, when people do their KYCs, when I'm working on the other side with the KYCs, I tend to find a lot of people put in the wrong information, or they don't put the right imageries, or they don't follow the instructions or upload the correct images in the correct way, or they don't upload clear documentation so that we can see it clearly. Okay, these are things that can cause you to get your KYC rejected. Okay, number one. With your certificates, okay, we do our very best to update it as regularly as what we can. And now we've had quite a backlog from the side that I'm working with. We've had quite a bit of a backlog because of the specials and the changeovers. So things did take a bit longer than what they are supposed to. So people just need to, number one, be patient. Number two, they need to do on a regular basis, especially when they go into the Aureus site, is to please make sure they clear their browser history. Okay, switch off their device, switch it back on, and then try again because that clears out your memory in your session that you would have on the Aureus app. Okay, I find about 60% of people have this particular issue when they come to me with their complaints about certain things, even account queries and things like that. That's 60% of the issues that I get today. Okay, so that's just the update on that side. And if everyone can just work with that and try and do their part and just try and do it right, it will make the processes for yourself and for us a lot easier. Thanks, guys. We appreciate it. Over to you, Paul.
All right, thank you for that. Thank you for that. It's always great to hear. We don't always. I think more and more often, Robert, you need to just give feedback as to what you are experiencing as a support agent, what concerns we are experiencing. because like you say now, if there's certain things that we need to make more education on, then we need to actually start doing videos or something along that line. Like Wayne just explained, the refreshing of a session and stuff like that. Yes, I know I'm the one that's supposed to be doing the videos, but the thing is, I don't have a huge team like Wayne has. So sometimes to explain affiliate type of things when I don't have an affiliate team to say, it's a little bit hard for me to do those training videos. So I need a little, I'm actually putting it out there. I need some help, guys. But anyway, folks, you know what I mean. We do need to educate each other. So here and there, if you feel that you can just do a quick screen recording of a video of some sort that can assist others and you can clearly explain something, by all means, I'm open to you sharing that with me. If it's good enough, I can use it as training videos. I'm just putting it out there. I would really appreciate, you know what, if our training videos can be global training videos, why must it only be me recording? Why must it only be me? Let's work together to educate each other. Why can't we do it like that? Hey, I'm just putting it out there. That's me. I'm making a hard call. I know JP might just say, bum. Why did you do that? But at the end of the day, you know what? The quicker we can get some training videos together that helps everyone, I think the more everyone uplifts and educates each other, I think that will be a stronger company because then we're learning from each other. All right. If I can find a way, I will do it. You can find a way, Robert. If you can make those funny songs that you no, not funny songs. Sorry, let me take that back. If you can make those songs, I'm talking about funny because of the pictures you put with the song. Sorry, but if you can make those songs, then you can make videos. Anyway, so
Well,
yeah,
look,
folks.
anyway, Paul, sorry to interrupt you. Yeah, if I just had something that can do screen recording on a laptop and on a phone, then I can start working on that whole process and create
Well,
videos for us to do that.
there there are apps on Android that can do screen recording. I just can't remember the names off the top of my head, but you can go and look for screen
I'll have a look.
recorder. Most Android phones nowadays normally come with it built in. Like now, I just got a new tablet today, and it's also got its own screen recorder. My phone itself, the old one that I'm just about ready to throw in the dustbin, has a screen recorder, and they can take. But on a desktop or on a laptop, if you've got what they call, what's this thing? Snipping tool. If you've got snipping tool, it has a screen recorder function in it as well, which I never knew about. I only learned about it a few days ago. So
I'm also
it,
learning.
yeah, I'll send you the information on it later. But there is ways to
Okay,
do it.
cool.
So on Android or on a laptop, if you're using your laptop, there are two ways to do it. So that's what I've also got to start using because I spoke to JP. I said, listen, I'm struggling. And then I had to really go and do some research. So, folks, yes, if you are like us wanting to just educate and help people with educational videos, maybe you also need to know how to do it. Then just reach out to me if you really want to know how to do it and you don't know. I'll also share the information with you. All right. So, folks, is there anyone else with a question or maybe a testimony or something? Vali, yes, Vali, 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 Vali. And then Vali disappeared. Vali, did you want to ask a question there? Yes, there is hands up again. Vali?
Hello, Paul, can you hear?
Yes, I can hear you, Vali. How are you? Vali? Vali, we can't hear you now, so I'm not sure if you somehow muted yourself. Says you're unmuted, but we're not hearing you if you are talking. Vali? Whoopsie, it looks like a connection there. I think it was a connection. He got kicked out just as he was trying to speak to us. Sorry about that. It's always Murphy. Murphy doesn't like certain people speaking with each other. I don't know why it does that to us. Ish, okay, I'll have to wait for him to come back if he does manage to come back. All right. Folks, if there's no one else that has a question, I'm going to please ask to be excused tonight. My chest is literally burning at the moment, and my nose is so bogged at the moment. I'm battling to breathe. I know it's not your fault, but obviously, if there's no more business to do, that's why I'm asking if you can excuse me. Like, I'm trying to just be full of manners, if I can put it that way.
Well, Paul, if they have any further questions, they are welcome to ask us personally in WhatsApp, and we will gladly respond to them.
All right, no problem. Wayne, I do see quite a lot of new people on tonight. Do you recognize a lot of these newer names? Are they from your or Mary Ann's team? Is it Mary Ann? Am I getting the name right? Mary Ann? I don't see her on tonight, but was it some of her team maybe?
Well, I can't say, but obviously we just keep at it, and we have new people come on board. They're welcome to obviously put their hands and say if they're new, and maybe even in the chat if they want to say we invited them. But otherwise, they're all welcome, obviously, and it's nice to see new faces. And thank you for your call tonight.
Yeah, no, thank you, Wayne. Thank you, folks. Yes, like Wayne said, there's Villy back again. There's Villy. Made it just in time before I closed. Villy, you can unmute yourself again the second
Hello,
time. Let's
Paul.
see. Hi.
Yeah. How are you?
I'm all right in yourself. I hope
Can you
you're
hear?
okay because
Sorry,
yes, I
man.
can hear you.
Our signals is our our signals are so bad here. I don't know what's going on. Listen, Paul. I
I'm
just want
sorry,
to
man.
find out what's the situation around the cards. The cards. Is there any
Yeah, okay.
the Aureus card and the other card?
Yes, okay. The cards, I do know that JP still got to develop a system um, to be able to then offer the cards as a product. He hasn't finalized and he hasn't built that yet. The cards, as far as I know, are with the team in Umschlange, in La Lucia. So it's not the cards that's a problem. It's just JP has to build the supporting structure for us to then be able to sell and the commission that goes with it and all. He's got to build the whole system in the background, if I can put it that way. The same as we can sell shares, but if we don't have the website and the platform to sell it through, then we can't do that. So he's got to do the same now with the bankers' cards for us because it's totally going to be on its own ecosystem, if I can call it that. So it's not going to be under the Aureus website for now. I think it's going to be under something different, but it's going to be part of the Aureus full bigger picture, if I can call it that way. I from what I understand. All right. So
Okay. Thanks,
so
Paul. Thank you. Eh?
So yeah, just to maybe add to that, because maybe that wasn't clear enough. So when JP has finalized that and we know what's happening with it and how it's going to work and everything like that, then we will be able to say, okay, folks, this is where you go, this is the link, this is the site, this is how you log on, this is what. And then from there we will know greater on what to say and what to do regarding the cards. But for now, from what I understand, no one is getting cards yet until everything is finalized. That's all I can say. All right.
Okay. Thank you.
Pleasure, Willie. No problem. All right, folks. Anyone else with a question? All right. If no one has a question, then I will say, guys, I will see you on Wednesday again, 8:30. I will see you in the same place, same time. And yeah, when you join, you might see and hear a few little tunes playing. I might have some new ones because I'm going to be creating some new ones. But folks, see you at the top because the bottom is overcrowded. Thanks, guys.